My research area is in natural language processing, and the goal is to help computers to process human language more efficiently. Some possible applications include machine translation, speech recognition, and also in some sense web search engines. Anything that involves human inputting in a human's natural mode of communication to either a machine or to another human via a machine. From a linguistic perspective, from a scientific perspective, being able to work with languages that are quite different does tell us something about how people process language. So computer as a first order approximation for some ideas of how people deal with language. I also came from a multilingual background, and so language is sort of in the forefront of my mind, and then it's got this really cool structural aspect to it that you're saying, well, what we say is made up of words, words could build up phrases, and phrases build up bigger units of meaning, and then that has a very nice kind of hierarchical structure to it, and that became what I find fascinating, is how can we get a system to learn all of these potentially regular structures out of what seems to be just a sequence of words going on and on and on. For your average person who probably doesn't live in the United States, but then a lot of things are in English, and they would like to know what's being said, and they would like to read the New York Times, but maybe they speak Chinese, and so it would be nice to offer them some way of getting more idea of what the rest of the world is saying.
The most interesting part of doing research was getting to work with a lot of different people and getting to know more in depth a more specific field and getting to problem solve in that kind of setting. I'm looking at a lot of different types of jobs that I think this research has given me experiences like working with groups and learning to solve problems on my own and with other people, and thinking about things in different ways that I think will be helpful.
As far as my research project goes, the undergraduate students are an integral part. If you're good at software engineering, then you should be able to design something that should be standalone enough that an undergraduate with enough training should be able to handle.
I made an interface for annotators to give us information on that we can use in building a machine translation system.
Whether they go to graduate school or not, if they go into the workforce, what they'll be expected to do is to be a part of a large team for a greater goal. You're not going to be writing programs that's being graded on your own part only. It's going to be something that has to fit within a larger context. So I think it's important that they get that kind of experience.
Critical thinking skills are very important in research to try and decide what makes an idea good and why an idea might work and what things are important to try.
Computer is a tool, and you can use it however you want. You can use it as a business tool, you can use it as an artistic tool. For me, it really comes back to communications. If you wanted to truly be able to translate, you have to know that person's cultural background in order to be able to translate that person's utterance in a meaningful way. Computer, while it's not intelligent in the way we think, it is at least very good at churning out lots and lots of options at the same time. You might want to compute all of these different possibilities, and it's one way to find the right answers to see which one out of these billions and billions of options is the right way.